Who could Junji Ito be playing in the Uzumaki anime? The Uzumaki anime creeps even closer, like an eldritch curse waiting to turn your loved ones into liberal cinnamon rolls. We have big news. Junji Ito himself stepped into the booth to record some lines, but who else? That's being keep very quiet, but we're definitely looking forward to his dramatic turn. Considering the maturity of the cast has already been announced, we can at least narrow it pretty far down. Here are wild guesses for the horror manga master's big role. Torino, who can know for sure exactly what the Uzumaki anime will cover, but there's at least a small chance it could deep into the galaxies. This last chapter introduces the astronomer Torino, a friend of one of main girl Kirei's teachers. Initially, Torino is super jazzed to hear that main boy, Suichi, has discovered a spiral galaxy, but then it gets a bad case of the spirals, and he wants to discover it for himself. A task that gets easier as much such galaxies spring up. The canonicity of galaxies is obvious at best. That said, Ito only appears to have a couple of lines and mentions that road is good for him, as he claims he has prowess in his enunciation. It's probably not a spoiler to say Torino gets pretty messed up by the curse. If the story gets a quick note, in particular surrounding Torino's demise, that could fit himself. Well, before the Uzumaki anime was a glint of the Tom the Tsunami Boy Botsai, there was a live-action adaptation of the manga, and according to it, a certain manga artist is one of the Kurosucho's most wanted criminals. What did he do? We don't know, but maybe you will find out. It wasn't a cameo as much as an Easter egg. You can catch Ito-sensei's mugshot next to a self-portrait from one of the Uzumaki Omake. On the bulletin board, maybe his obsession with spiral foods awoke an entity making everyone spin out of control. Actually, come to think of it, the entity, who or what the spiral actually is never made out clear, but since the Uzumaki anime will be covering more ground than the live action film did, if we get a hint, it will really be something it is otherworldly voice but voiced by Ito himself. Throughout the manga, characters feel the composure of whatever his entity, force, or curse is. In the aforementioned galaxies, Torino hears a voice telling him to fight Suichi for ownership of his discovery. He spends a lot of time putting ideas to the local heads, leading to them to terrible and deadly decisions. Could it be that the defection manifests as good horror that Junji Ito's voice in your head because it sounds road? We got almost a year to wait. Next October is a new release date for the Uzumaki anime, but we can wait to hear how this creator joins in.